Well, I'm here at AAP at Creative Science booth, which is a magnificent booth here. And it's great to be looking at the different products that they have available. And I have the pleasure of talking to Dr. Frank Riley. Hi, Frank.
Hi there. Good afternoon.
Would you rather me call you Doc?
No. Go on, Frank.
Okay, well, the thing I like about this particular product here at Creative Science is the name. I've always liked the name Hero, and that's the name of this product that we're going to be talking about now. Tell me a little bit about it, Hero, and a little bit about what I'm understanding is insulin resistance, and explain that to me and how that makes a difference in the overall wellness of a horse.
Well, insulin resistance now is the number one cause of laminitis in horses, which is going to be a devastating disease, and the number one cause of really foot pain in horses now. And so we were getting run off our feet in the county with 4 and 5 cases of laminitis at a time. They're like, there's got to be a way to stop this and prevent this. And so it took about 2 years to look at other horses, and then we had a mandate from our owners that, look, make sure that these products actually will lower the insulin numbers, because when insulin gets super high, causes laminitis, causes nerve pain. So we're like, okay, that was a good way to start. But it took about 2 years to figure out the combination of products to put inside the bottle, but then also the management and then the veterinary steps that they could help with other testing of other hormones. And that really was the key. Then after 2 years, we did 18 case studies, and we found that we could actually dramatically drop insulin into normal levels in 60 days with this combination with everybody working together.
Well, tell me a little bit about how the product is administered, and tell me a little bit about what are some of the best effects as far as the amount of time. You mentioned 60 days.
Right. Well, yeah. First of all, any product you have, it has to be palatable. You get out the cure for cancer in a jar, but if the horse doesn't eat it, it's not going to work. So first of all, they easily eat it, and then also it's a very small volume, 1 tablespoon once a day over that time. And we'll load them for the first 10 days twice a day, but then after that, once a day. So it's got to be easy to be given. It's sprinkled on the feed, so it's no problem. It's all natural, which is important. And you can race and show and rodeo on it too. That was another mandate that people wanted. Look, if I have a horse with these problems, or maybe brewing with an overweight horse that might become insulin resistant and laminitic, but I still want to compete, what do I do? And so all of a sudden, that was a very important part of this too. So it's got to be palatable, and then it's actually got to be showing that it works, and that these are herbs that actually do something.
So I think of, as a horse owner, I think of preventative, and then I think of when I got a problem. Where in the process am I using the Hero product?
Well, that's a great question. So you've got two different problems going there. First of all, you're in the middle of a crisis with laminitis, and we'll do that, and pain management, helping with the veterinarian to work through that. But a lot of times, absolutely right. You want to prevent the problem. So if you have that horse with a big cresty neck and that's starting to, the fat on air and easy keeper, those are the flags that we know that can be up to 19 times more likely to be insulin resistant, even without a blood test. And so, that horse is kind of basically a ticking time bomb. And like, Doc, I don't want to have laminitis. It's expensive. It's also super painful. What can I do? And so we'll put them on a prevention program, basically, same 1 scoop a day with the veterinarian, working on them with thyroid powder and also management to just basically avoid the whole problem altogether.
Are there any particular regions of the country that you would use Hero more than others, or is it pretty typical that it would be ubiquitous across the United States with these types of issues with insulin resistance?
Well, I mean, all owners of horses want to be able to turn their the horses out on pasture. And the problem with insulin resistance is often, years ago, was, well, we're just going to put them on a dirt lot, and they're just going to live there. And they're like, wait a minute, I've got a 50-acre fields and beautiful farm, and my horse has to sit on a dirt lot, a very small dirt lot. And that was not the answer. That was kind of a lazy answer. And I'm like, wait a minute, if we can get these insulins down, and we put it right at the top of the bottle, get your horse back on pasture faster. Because people want to see their horses moving, they want to see them exercising, they don't want them sitting in a very small dirt lot or a 10 by 10 area for the rest of their lives. That's just, the quality of life would be horrible. So they're like, can I get my horse back on grass? Yes. In 60 days, once we get this all under control, absolutely.
Why don't you take us through the product line a little bit? Give us some little information about each product and how it is used, how often it is used, and the amount, so that
Right.
we get an idea.
Right. So the next product we have here was we had fairs coming to me and going, I have these horses with heaves, which is asthma, bad breathing, coughing all the time, and they seem to be almost getting laminitis. Like they might need hero. And I'm like, wait a minute. And when we started doing studies on it, also in human studies, there's a connection between insulin resistance and bad breathing making insulin resistance worse too. So they cycle on each other. And I was very grateful the fairs came forward and told me this. And so we realized we have to, if those horses control the bad breathing to avoid the laminitis, and they wouldn't need to have hero. So uh, uh, basically, again, prevent the problem. And the problem with often with these with COPD and asthma and coughing, bad breathing is, oh, we're going to put them on steroids. But that increases insulin, and guess what? Then you're back to laminitis, and that's a problem. And what else do we use? Clenbuterol, bronchodilators, that also increases insulin. So all of a sudden, veterinarians would be treating these horses for coughing problems, and then they'd fall into laminitis and sore feet. What happens? So we realized, okay, there has to be a working together. Those products can be used, steroids and bronchodilators, for a very small period of time, 2 or 3 days, get them calmed down, and then now we need something long term to put them on. And so then the heave ho would keeps them from coughing and having breathing problems and overheating issues year round.
Are both the Hero and Heave Ho available at stores like tack stores and regular stores that we might find equine products at, or are they only available through the vet?
Well, that's a great question. So these products have been on the market now for about 15 years, and they're in 400 tack shops and feed stores. And so now we want to be able to get the veterinarian be able to directly give these products to their owners because they're already in the barn already. It's faster. It's going to be cheaper. There's not going to be the shipping costs with all that. And the veterinarians are already involved in doing thyroid testing, doing insulin testing, and so there's no reason why they shouldn't be involved all the way. And so we have map pricing so that all our products are always at the same exact pricing. So with the veterinarians, they can never be undersold. And I think that's an important issue. So people aren't shopping around and, oh, I can get it cheaper here, cheaper there. That just doesn't happen with our products.
Tell me a little bit about the Apple Mare and what this product is.
Yeah, well, we would have horses that would come in that my mare is sore, my mare is unattentive or crabby, or she seems to always be in heat all the time. What can I do about this? And they that have tried different medical things, it just wouldn't work. And so we're like, well, I had a very good friend of mine that said, small animal vet. He said, remember, Frank, ovulation is inflammatory. And so all of a sudden, instead of it really being a hormonal problem, it was a pain problem. These animals were very sore, and that's why they became crabby, and that's why they would kick each other, and that's why they'd be biting and squealing and all that. And so we said let's address the pain aspect of that also in this product. And so we started this product probably about 3 years ago, and right now, in the way of a product that contains vitamins and minerals and herbs, is number one in the country. I was just surprised at how much a need there was for this product, and so it's been great to have.
Is there any other products that you'd like to share on today?
So coming down here, Comfort Quick, we had the problems with horses with Cushing's and insulin resistance that could not handle glucosamine because glucosamine increases insulin in 10 studies, and so 99% of the products for joints in horses had glucosamine. So they're like, what do I do with these horses? They might have insulin resistant, but they also have a fat ankle and they're older. Well, what can I give them? And so we developed Comfort Quick so they have some alternative in these kind of horses that are older or that have insulin resistance or Cushing's that they wanted to avoid glucosamine.
Very many studies on any of these products. I know we just went through a couple, but how about here with the Comfort?
Well, with Comfort Quick, it's interesting when you have horses with lameness is you're going to get very quick feedback from people, especially when we're telling them that you're going to get results in 10 to 14 days. And so the nice thing about it is it's not, oh, by the way, you're going to take 2 months to maybe start seeing the results, which is very common in other joint products. And that's a long time to wait for something that might sort of work. And also, you're spending a lot of money in the interim. We have all our products are 30-day guarantees. So you can try that product with this horse on the joints, and after 10 to 14 days, if you're not happy or you want to talk to me about it, or maybe that horse has some other problems, but any time a person has an issue or a question, if they ever wanted to have a refund, we refund them immediately. So we get the feedback of, how's that horse doing? He's doing great, doc. And so they're going to just keep on going on it. And then sometimes they'll say, well, it's better, but it's not all the way better. I'm like, okay. And then we have with our products consultations that are free. And so we're like, okay, let's go over what other things are going on there. And then all of a sudden find out, well, the horse has a foot problem also. So that's not really a joint problem. That's a foot problem, right? Or he's got a muscle problem. And that's why he's not responding as much as you want. But the actual, oh yeah, the ankle flex is great now, but the horse still lame. So you can work together and try to find out what's the real bottom line. It might take two or three things to help. Call the veterinarian up. Hey, doc, maybe you could help us out here, and we try to work with the veterinarian and the trainer together.
Well, it's wonderful that you have such great guarantees. I mean, because you're looking at different modalities that people are using, different therapies, whether it be laser, whether it be FES, whatever the opportunities are to work with these products. Do you see other modalities being used with these products that complement it?
That's exactly right. So I always had a motto and that is, here's a can, good luck. That doesn't work. I need the veterinarian involved. I need the trainer involved. I need the owner involved, and then a management set. We have protocols for every one of these products. So like 4 or 5 kind of page Reader's Digest version of management to help these horses. So they're managing them. The veterinarian's coming in with the right medications and the right hormone therapy, and then the right supplement. So it's 1 + 1 + 1 = 10. I mean, it's just you're so much better and so much faster in healing when everyone's working together.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to share with today?
We have one other product here. My wife has Icelandic horses, and they're kind of the king of a problem of culicoides or summer eczema, where they get eaten up by these gnats. And that took us about a year and a half to get that done. And we realized that with this orally, and then with some normal baths, that you could use any shampoo at the barn you wanted, even Dawn dishwasher soap, and the right fly sprays, that problem just doesn't happen anymore. So it's called summer eczema oral supplement. It's when you have that specific bug-related itching, and basically they self-mutilate because I've had horses rubbing on rocks on their belly, and that product will just stop that problem. If they have an active case, we'll also add some ivermectin and things like that. But if you want to prevent it starting in March or April, when bugs start coming back out again, that's the product to use.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Is there anything you'd like to add in closing that maybe I didn't ask you a question, but it sounds like your product line is wonderful?
Yeah, no, we've enjoyed it. We enjoyed working with people, and we have people call us all the time and just tell us, what can we do to make it better, and maybe we can help you with more management steps. And so it's just, again, it's a gang tackling, and that's what's really effective.
Well, here at Creative Science, one of the things I really like is the customer service. And like Dr. Frank was saying, that they're willing to work with you. So if you have a question, give them a call, and they will work with you and provide guarantees. So thank you again, Frank, for your time today.
Very good.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
Thanks.